my God, I cannot wait to open this box so badly. Hey guys, Mike with Become the Night. If something looks a little bit weird with my lip, that's because I was in the pit last night in our show. Ouch. Can't say the shh too hard, otherwise it hurts. Schecter Guitar Research was awesome enough to send me a guitar. I am really excited to show you guys what this is. I'm still trying to figure out how to film this, but we're gonna get into that literally next. All right, I got the box here. I got my scissors. Let's dig into this thing. So we have some, whatever the hell these things are, like giant brass staples. I feel like I'm doing this very unsafely. I don't recommend. And now I'm doing this one-handed because I'm an idiot and want to get other video. You know, that super close-up that everyone asked for of me trying to do this one-handed. Definitely took some effort. I imagine it will be worth it. Flip this bad boy around. Become the Night Mike at an address I will not disclose. Got a couple more here we gotta pull off. If you're a child and you get one of these boxes, make sure you have your mom and dad help you. And if you're an adult, don't be stupid like me. Ooh, flew in the air. There we go. I just realized I did this much harder than I had to. Good job, Mike. All right, box is open. Oh, Lord. We got a hard case and lots of paper, as is the proper thing to do. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Yeah. Woo. Woo. All right. Was not expecting the hard case to come with it, but huge bonus. Be really awesome. Look, I have to use my legs to get this thing out of here. Very nice. Very nice. Huge thank you to Schecter on this one. And they got their badass Schecter Guitar Research logo on the top where the handle is, along with a nice tag over here. What does this tag say? Featuring rugged poly... What? Oh. Featuring rugged polyethylene plastic exterior, blue crushed velvet plush interior. Ooh, I am excited for that. All black powder coated hardware, custom fit instrument compartment, multi-accessory storage compartments, locking draw bolt latches, molded Schecter Guitar Research logo. Dope. Let's pop this baby open. Let's do it. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, wow. Holy smoke, dude. Oh, damn. Oh, that is sexy. We gotta plug this in right now. All right, so I just put this guitar through a lot of its paces, and what do I think about it? I'll cut to the chase. I think it's a freaking badass guitar. This is the Schecter Silver Mountain C7 multi-scale. Multi-scale, for those of you who don't know, if you look at the frets here, how they're kind of fanned a little bit this way and then a little bit this way towards the body of the guitar. That is a way of doing what we call like a true intonation or true scaling for a guitar that has an extended range. The scaling on a bass guitar, that is the width between the frets on a bass guitar, is wider than it would be on a regular electric guitar. And there are different guitars, like a Les Paul scaling is not the same as a Stratocaster scaling. So multi-scale means that there's more than one scale to accommodate for the fact that there are much thicker strings at the bottom, if you will, and then much thinner strings at the top. Taking a look at some of the specs, this guitar is made in South Korea. It has an ebony fretboard, which I absolutely love. Very smooth, easy to glide on. It has a 3-piece mahogany neck and a mahogany body. I was very surprised to find out this is mahogany. For how light the guitar is, considering how large of an instrument this is, it's very easy to handle. They have Schecter brand locking tuners. I love locking tuners. Not to get into too much detail with locking tuners, but if it gives you any perspective, my spaceship guitar that you usually see behind me, I actually replaced those normal tuners with locking tuners because I like them that much. You have your standard side dots on the top of the neck, so when you're, playing, you know where your fret markers are. But the cool thing about these, they glow in the dark. It's a 24 fret neck with jumbo frets, has a graphite nut, black hardware arch top. Mine happens to be left-handed, but you can get it obviously in right-handed. And by the way, huge shout out to Schecter. I have never seen a catalog of guitars with so many options for left-handed that was extremely, I don't know. It made me feel like I wasn't alone in the world, that I couldn't try out guitars. It was really cool. It has a set neck. Access to the truss rod is right here, and it has one binding on the body. My bridge is a set bridge. I believe it does come with a Floyd Rose bridge if you so choose. Both pickups are Schecter brand Sonic Seducers, each with their own volume knob, which I didn't really play too much with balancing these other than completely off and completely on. That's something I would like to try in the future. It also kind of eliminates some of the need for a 5-way selector. This is a 3-way pickup selector. It does have a tone knob, which I almost never use tone knobs, but the one thing that I didn't realize about this tone knob until looking up the statistics, it is a pull out, push in tone knob. So I missed a whole world of fun with tone that I could have otherwise shown you on video, but dumb me did not do his homework properly. I keep just picking up and putting back this guitar as if I shouldn't just keep holding it in my hands. This guitar came from factory with Ernie Ball 9-62s. I will most likely wind up changing these to a larger gauge. If I had to pick one thing that I had to change, it would be, I think it needs another setup. When I was in touch with Schecter, they did ask me what tuning I wanted the guitar in, and they were going to give it a proper setup, which I believe that they did. But when it travels from California to Nashville and experiences a lot of temperature changes, I'm sure it was a multiple day trip. You know, things get out of alignment. It probably needs another truss rod adjustment, which is easy enough to do. But yeah, that's the only thing. I've only found a little bit of trouble on these 2 frets here with a little bit of sharpness, but again, I think that's just something that needs a little bit of adjustment. I absolutely love the clean tone on this guitar. It is warm, but also has a little bit of a punch to it, and you know, depending on how you want to dial your amp, you can get some pretty serious mid-range on it. Surprise, surprise, it's pretty stratty. This clean tone, I was playing through a Tone King Royalist 45. By the way, thank you very much to World Music Nashville for letting me come in and demo some of their stuff with my new guitar. All of my effects were Line 6 Helix run 4-cable method through that Tone King, going through a crank 412 cab with vintage 30s in it. And my clean tone was exclusively on the neck pickup. Some of these are improvised, so I'm not a great improviser, but you'll get an idea of what this guitar is like. The low strings have a lot of clarity. You're still going to hear every note clearly, even with on all the lower strings, you do these weirdly voiced, tightly clustered chords. This guitar also takes distorted octaves very cleanly. This was on the neck pickup. And I might not be able to gent very well, but this guitar certainly can gent if you know what you're doing. The biggest surprise to me about this guitar is it has a really good hard-driven blues tone. Now, granted, I had a very hard-driven blues tone going, so keep that in mind. This is also on the neck pickup. There is some wicked high gain tone coming out of this guitar, which, I mean, just taking a look at it, it's pretty much what it was designed to do. The high gain tone I did on the PRS Sonzera amp. Some of these riffs and leads you may recognize from Won't Be Saved, my single that I did just by myself, though definitely not in the same tuning. This guitar absolutely sings. It is a very facile instrument. One of the things that I miss about my Ibanez was how easy it is to shred on there. One of the things with Sophia is she's more modeled after a Les Paul, which has a more tightly clustered bridge and neck. This is a much wider neck, even though obviously it's a wider neck because it has the 7th string on it. This is a much wider neck, which to me, in my big freaking glumpy, wow. My big clumsy hands, it makes it a lot easier for me to play. And between the jumbo frets and the neck feel, I mean, it really just glides. Now I have this wash tone for a transitional part during our live set that we just kind of dialed in one day, and it took this wash tone absolutely incredibly. It sounds great. There's kind of an added little fun thing. There was this little Joyo amp that they had at World Music Nashville, as actually at Glenn Fricker's recommendation. And I was really blown away by this little amp. I think the retail on the head was like $170 or something like that. Maybe it was even a little bit less, but man, the clean tone on that was surprisingly great. And the little guy screams. He really does. Definitely a great first amplifier for someone. Rather than paying $300 for like a higher end practice amp, get them that, because you can actually gig with that if you know what you're doing. Final thoughts. I love this guitar. This is my first 7-string guitar I have ever owned, and also my first multi-scale guitar I have ever owned. Some challenges. It is a little bit weird getting used to not strumming my E string, if you will, at the very top of the body. I'm strumming it as the 2nd string now. It normally doesn't mess me up that bad, but I'm so used to being very loose with my technique when I'm hitting up there. A lot of times I'll accidentally hit the low B string by accident. And you might think the multi-scaling is gonna throw you off, especially when doing quick leads. It really doesn't. Up on the higher parts of the neck, it would basically made no difference on a playing level. But when you get down here and you start doing things like this, and I start having to do a stretch from the 6th fret to the 1st fret while also holding down my middle finger on the 4th fret, that extra scale length really is a giant pain in the ass. And just doing other weirdly fingered chords on the lower 4 frets definitely took a little bit of getting used to at first because of the scaling difference, but really it wasn't like the world's worst thing ever. It's pretty much just like riding a bike, but instead of it being a no gears bike, now you have to work with gears. That's about how I would explain it. So yeah, there will be links down below to the Schecter C7 Silver Mountain multi-scale. Go ahead and check that out for yourself. It's an absolutely beautiful guitar. I definitely recommend getting one. I'll also put a link down to World Music Nashville's YouTube channel. They have a little podcast that they do, which I will be guesting on pretty soon. Let me know what you thought of the tones that I dialed in or some of the stuff that I played. What did you guys think? If you like this video, please drop a like. Please leave a comment. It really does help the channel out a lot. Share it around. Please support me on Subscribestar. That is the only way I can keep making badass videos for you. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Knight. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!